Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. Real quick. Thank y'all so much for the love on the last video. Just wanted to say that real quick. But let's get straight to it. In case you haven't seen recently, a lot of musicians have been canceling their tours, and there's been a lot of different reasons. One of the main reasons is either red dot or blue dot fever. What that is that people just are not buying tickets right now for tours or concerts in general. And a lot of people are asking the question of why? Why does nobody want to go to a concert? Why doesn't anybody want to go see Meghan Trainor? Why doesn't anybody want to go see Post Malone? And the answer is pretty simple, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Everybody poor. Like, do you see this? We don't got money. Nobody has the money to on the side to do that right now. Gas is $5, gang. California gas is $7, gang. We don't have the extra funds to just save up and then, have the ability to go to a concert. Especially not no damn Meghan Trainor or Post Malone. Especially Post Malone. That's the main person I want to come up here and talk about, because his fan base is very much internet. It is very much not as, I'm not saying he's not popular. I'm saying his fan base is more so through the web. He does not have a substantial fan base when it comes to actual people who want to go out and listen to him. And that's especially because he ostracized his entire upbringing into music in general, which is rap music. He was a hook maker. He was a hit maker for a little bit. So I don't understand how you could go from making these hooks and becoming such a prevalent person within the rap sphere to then switching into country and expecting all your fans to just be cool with that, when you haven't even really built a country fan base. Being honest with you, his fan base when it comes to country is based off of the fact that he's made music with one of the biggest, with some of the biggest country artists. But when it comes to his own solo country music, it has not stuck, at least from what I've seen, because he's not that good. And I know a lot of people are big fans of Post Malone. I've never really been a fan of Post Malone, especially I remember White Iverson came out. I thought that was a good song, but I could tell it was very much it was a charade. It was acting. It was mocking. So I was like, you know what? I'll just listen to his songs and see how it goes. I liked his first album a bit. It was all right. And then it continued to devolve from there. And I could notice that he was starting to kind of lean. You know what I mean? You can tell when an artist is leaning, or when an artist, specifically a white person, is going from, yeah, I'm a part of this culture. And then it turns into, well, actually, I'm actually more I can see through that shit. Same thing with somebody like Miley Cyrus. She used the rap at the lowest point of her career to get herself back on the map. And now she's just making a low ass pop country shit. I'm telling you, this shit is, it is disgusting how people treat rap music. But not anyway, when it comes to the Red Dot Fever, nobody's buying Meghan Trainor tickets, because who the fuck cares about Meghan Trainor? Who cares? Who the fuck cares about Post Malone going on tour? Honestly, I'm not even saying this as a person who doesn't listen to their music, because I don't like their music, but I can understand fan bases, and I can understand why people enjoy certain subsections of music and other people who make music in general. If you are not at the top of the top, and when I say that, I mean currently at the top of the top, because Post Malone is not at the peak of his career right now, not even close to it. No matter what people want to say, he is not even close to the peak of his career. If you are not at the top of the top right now, people are not spending hundreds of dollars to get nosebleed seats to watch you fucking sing. I'm sorry. And that's not, and there might have been a time where people are like, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. I'll go to one of those shows. I love concerts. We don't have the money now. Shit's too expensive now. We're not flying across the country to watch you sing, Post Malone. I'm sorry. We don't give a fuck. And that's happening a lot to country musicians in general, which is very funny and kind of therapeutic. It's a beautiful thing to see, because a lot of country musicians and country fans in general are very much right-leaning people. So seeing the fact that they're dealing with the fruits of their labor, they're dealing with the fact that so many people are not able to listen to their music because of somebody that they endorse or their fans are endorsing, and they're not openly saying bad things about this person who's obviously causing the fact that you're not getting as much money as you usually would. It's hilarious. It is very funny. And I think it will continue to happen. And the only reason why anyone will speak out about anything going on in the world is because this is happening. Most musicians get their money mainly from, like concerts and like touring and things like that. That's where they get their main income. A lot of the income from streaming isn't anything. Streaming is not a good source of income for musicians at all. At all. The percentages are bad. It is all bad. So touring is what they get their money from. So if you really start playing with their money like that and they're not getting anything from touring, shit. We about to see a lot of left-leaning motherfuckers. We about to see a lot of these motherfuckers left-leaning. You're not gonna see them endorsing that guy anymore. I can promise you that. And that's the one thing I'm in love with, the fact that this is happening. Because to be honest, it's happening to artists that we know couldn't sell at arenas. We know they could not sell at arenas. That's just what it is. They can't. And we know what side they're on with that shit. That's all I gotta say. But I'm really interested to see how long this lasts. Because as long as prices keep going up and we keep endorsing this and we keep having this guy in the office, this might last for years, where like there's a point in time where a lot of artists who are not at the top of the top, because at the end of the day, Beyonce is always going to sell. If Beyonce goes on tour, she's going to sell. If Drake goes on tour, a lot of people are going to go to a Drake tour, unfortunately. Just pissing people off. If Kendrick or like Kanye goes to different countries and stuff, people are going to pay for it. Like, that's just what it is, with the top of the top. But if you are somebody who is B-list, or you are somebody who is not currently in the prime of their career, it's going to get very rough for you. And I feel bad for a lot of artists who are, lower on the totem pole, just trying to get themselves out there, and they can't because ticket prices, regardless of how famous you are, ticket prices are absurd, and also travel pricing is absurd, and hotel pricing is absurd, especially considering the current like climate that the world is in. So no matter what, your prices or your tickets, I saw a few people giving out free tickets, shout out to y'all, but at the end of the day, housing or like lodging during that time period is still gonna put somebody in the red. I'm sorry, it's still gonna put somebody in the red, but shit, that's just what it is. That's just what it is. I just wanted to come here and talk about that real quick. I'm gonna look up some more stuff. Michael Jackson. The Michael movie came out. Great movie. I love that movie. It's really good. I haven't seen it, but I love Michael Jackson. It's just what it is. I'm sorry. Just what it is. Just what it is. What? I just read this right now. I don't know if this is a real account. I don't know if this is a real thing. It says that Drake just lost 70 million streams on the global Spotify charts today, right? No, yesterday. That's crazy. That is genuinely crazy. I've never seen that. Wow. But yeah, I hope that these artists keep suffering. I'm not saying the ones that I was mentioning later. I'm talking about like the Post Malones, Meghan Trainors and stuff, because like I said, John endorsed shit like this. This is the type of fan base you wanted to cultivate so bad. You decided to leave the fan base and the group of people that got you so popular. Now you're here with these other people who are not willing to even go to your fucking shows. Too bad. So sad. Cry about it. Cry about it. I cannot wait to see the statements that come out about this. And I cannot wait to see the fan bases on the internet trying to baby and like defend these people. Like they're gonna come out here like, yeah, they're humans too, man. They're embarrassed. I feel bad for them. I don't feel a damn thing for Post Malone. And I've said this, I don't know if I said this on the videos before. If I have, I'll probably just look back and see, but it's a very apparent thing. I do not like Post Malone. He is a culture vulture. I saw him doing the Ozzy Osbourne tribute and I was disgusted, because why the fuck is he doing the Ozzy Osbourne tribute? He is not a rock star. He does not make rock music. That is a bad, poor taste in judgment. Horrible. I feel like they should have done they could have done anybody different. And honestly, do a rock musician. But that's old news, to be honest. But I do not like Post Malone. I think he's a culture vulture. And to be honest, I don't like 21 Savage. Because I was thinking about the fact that 21 and Post Malone have a few songs together. And at this point of his career, 21 Savage, you suck. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, you're not as good as you were at one point. And I've noticed that a lot with a lot of musicians is they reach this point at least currently, a lot of rappers have reached this point of lack of creativity, lack of hunger, and you can tell it in every single song that they make. And they become embarrassed by the fact that people are talking about it and saying how much they've, like, digressed talent wise. He's regressed a bit over the last few years. Like, his music is not as listenable as it once was. And then he became like a feature demon where everybody was like, you know what, if you get 21 on the feature, it's going to go crazy regardless. That's not even the case anymore. 21 Savage is not who he once was as a musician. And that's coming from a guy who was once a really big fan of 21. I used to listen to him all the time, and now I can't even, like, I don't look forward to his music at all. This video was just me yapping, to be honest, but I wanted to really talk about that Red Dot Fever stuff, or Blue Dot Fever, because I hate to break it to you, nobody is going to go to concerts. I'm like, especially after seeing how Rolling Loud and Lollapalooza and all that stuff is going, nobody's even going to the food courts. And there's a lot of reasons for that. People are saying because a lot of people are on Ozempic, and there's another thing where, like, people don't have the extra money to buy food at these things anymore. Like, that is a serious thing. People have spent a lot of money to even go there and be able to present themselves in a way that would fit what that festival is going for. They can't afford food. They gotta bring a water bottle, and I don't even think they let people in with water bottles, but they gotta bring their own stuff so they can even be, like, satiated during this time period, which is crazy. But everything, like, I'm gonna say real quick, everything's political. I don't give a fuck. Everything is political. This is inherently political. The fact that they are not getting their drone ass fan bases to buy their tickets regardless of the price, that is political, because everybody is in poverty. Thank y'all so much. See y'all next time, and peace.